the man accidentally discovered something. The reason the summoner was the strongest class was because once he had a certain foundation of strength, he could basically run everything on full auto. He only needed to place his summons in monster-dense areas out in the wild and set them to roam on a schedule. Even if he stayed at home, he could still gain experience because he could share vision with his summons. If anything unexpected happened, he could adjust at any time, all by himself. His leveling efficiency was dozens of times higher than others. If he hadn't chosen hell difficulty, he could have crushed people purely with levels. But because of the harsh difficulty penalty, he often ran into trouble, and on one particular day, A and B rank monsters suddenly attacked the town. In this world, B rank monsters were a turning point. The gap between them and C rank monsters was like heaven and earth, and no one in the town could deal with it. Unfortunately, the Night Order was away, and since he was the town's only contracted hunter, the Lord ordered him to stand on the front line. But he wasn't about to run off and die. Although he could easily crush C rank monsters, he knew his limits. So the best plan was to lure the monster away, at the very least. Escaping shouldn't be a problem, since the identity of a summoner couldn't easily be revealed. After all, this world originally had no such class. So his first priority was to get far away from the town. Just to be safe, he focused all the blessings from his summons into speed and defense. And only after the town was completely out of sight did he decide to test the strength of a B-rank monster. Among his beasts, the butterfly scale powder had always been his trump card. Until now, he had only used it on C-rank monsters, where it had an 80% chance to put them to sleep. But when he tried it on the B-rank monster, it had absolutely no effect. At first, he thought his luck was bad, but after summoning more butterflies, the worst possibility was confirmed. His invincible trump card had failed, so he changed his plan and ran again. He kept running for an entire day, with the monster chasing him the whole time. Eventually, he found a blind corner and managed to shake it off, or so he thought, because just as he planned to return, the monster suddenly found him again. The only way to survive was to keep running. That escape lasted 3 days and 3 nights. When he finally returned to town, he had no strength left. He collapsed and passed out immediately. When he woke up, it was already the next day. The young lady and the butler had been waiting beside him the whole time, eager to know how he survived. Since he couldn't reveal the existence of his summons, he skipped many details and blamed everything on pure luck. The Lord didn't doubt him. After all, he had protected the entire town, so with a grand gesture, the Lord rewarded him with 20 gold coins, exactly what he needed. With money in hand, he could finally upgrade his equipment. While his explanation worked on the Lord, who wasn't skilled in combat, the captain of the knights wasn't so easily fooled. Escaping from a B-rank monster couldn't be that simple, but he chose not to expose him. Using the reward, the protagonist bought a mithril longsword. With this weapon, his attack power increased greatly. Enemies like armored ants, which he previously couldn't even scratch, could now be cut open with a single slash, allowing him to retrieve their magic stones with ease. Time passed quickly, and another year went by. The Lord's eldest son returned from the academy and immediately challenged the protagonist to another duel. But to his disappointment, the protagonist's strength had barely improved. More accurately, the one who had grown stronger was himself. Although his class was only a 1-star swordsman, the weakest possible, still had an advantage over the protagonist's 8-star summoner due to leveling speed. Because the protagonist had chosen hell difficulty, his leveling speed was only 1% of a normal person's. In other words, others leveled 100 times faster than him. In the year they hadn't met, the eldest son's level had far surpassed his. But when he heard that the protagonist had escaped from a B-rank monster, he was shocked. As a top student from the academy, he knew exactly how powerful such monsters were. Even he wouldn't stand a chance. Before he could ask more, something major happened. The white dragon of the White Dragon Mountains had moved. This so-called white dragon was an A-rank monster, and until now, no one had ever defeated it. The region it inhabited contained large amounts of extremely valuable mithril ore, and whenever it left, it wouldn't return for nearly 100 years. For the Lord, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.